How's it going? Adam Drake here, and today I want to share a little bit of information, kind of give a recap from the Gas Truck Nationals that were recently hosted by HRCR. The way this event kind of came about was just Brian Eider and I kind of talking. We were similar in age and started racing around the same time, kind of reminiscing about the good old days and how cool Gas Truck was. And you'll see people all the time posting, bring back Gas Truck. It was the greatest class ever. So we wanted to do an event for those guys to actually come out and run their gas truck. This was the first year for it, so I don't think everyone kind of knew what to expect. And the HRCR crew completely knocked it out of the park. They did an amazing job. They built a track that was very friendly for 10-scale vehicles. The race not only had gas truck, we had all the modern two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive classes, also a bunch of vintage two-wheel drive classes, stadium truck, four-wheel drive short course. We even had a 8-scale electric class for our 8-scale electric buggy. And the layout was very flowing. It was on the full scale 8-scale track, so the same track that just recently hosted the Roar Off-Road Fuel Nationals. But Brian did a really, really good job taming out the jumps, doing a lot of rollers, tabletops, little kind of skip jumps, knowing that we were going to have a lot of racers with older vehicles where parts are maybe kind of hard to find. So I ended up racing the Team Associated truck with the Ignite conversion. Thanks to Associated for getting me the 10-scale truck kit. I built this probably a year and a half ago. Also, huge shout out and thank you to the guys from Ignite for getting me the conversion kit and parts, and talking with Wes, getting the setup and kind of good baseline to start with. So as far as the race went, it was, again, super, super laid back, very family oriented, just laid back, people camping at the race. We had a barbecue on Friday night for all the racers and people that were there for the race. Again, layout was super friendly to the vintage and 10-scale cars. There was indoor pitting in the indoor 10-scale track. I also brought my Mugen MSB1 10-scale car, ran a little bit on the carpet track. Just beautiful area, beautiful weather, and all around super fun event. As you can see here, these are some of the awards from the event. Boom RC, Mike Garrison made these with collaborating with Brian and the guys from HRCR. So they had pit boards for the overall champion, and they also had the kind of parts and pit boxes that a lot of us racers use that were wrapped as trophies. So Brian and his crew really, really, again, did an amazing job just really thinking about not only the gas truck portion of it, but just thinking about the details, again, with the awards, having something that the racers will actually use. It was pretty funny when the awards were being handed out, seeing some of the guys, how excited they were to get the awards. And I know, like for Brian, he had some really good battles and how much he wanted one of these pit boards. And in a lot of the classes, I believe only one of the classes in electric was the overall champion determined after 2 mains. Every other class went down to the 3rd main, and in the stadium truck class that was decided after 2 mains, it was a last lap pass, 3 or 4 corners from the end. So the racing was super good. Again, track was kind of basic, which kind of made the racing close, but it was really fun, easy on the cars. They tried to keep the track wet throughout the weekend, so it was easy on the cars, easy on tires, and For me, I ended up running J Concepts blue Carvers in the front and green Double D V2s in the back. The truck was really hooked up. When it dried out, it probably would have been nice to have blue compound for the rear, but greens were really, really good when the track was wet. And we do plan to do this race again next year. Again, it was a lot of fun. People just had a really, really good appreciation, I think, for everything that went on all weekend, because guys were a little more laid back. A lot of the races nowadays, it's so many entries, and not that this race wasn't competitive. And again, like so many of the races came down to A3 in electric. We were all there wanting to win these amazing awards, but it was just a really great group of people, very family oriented, and just a really good, fun weekend. For me, it kind of took me back to my roots or my early days of racing, and a lot of memories, and seeing some of the older cars and some of the vintage cars and how well they worked with the conditions that Brian and the HRCR crew provided for us. You got tons of track time, had a full day of practice on Friday. We ran 3 rounds of qualifying with qual points on Saturday. And then on Sunday, it was AAA mains for all of the electric classes. Gas Truck ran a 24-minute main. The reason for the 24-minute main was it's 2024, kind of trying to bring back Gas Truck, and just thought it would be cool to do a 24-minute main. So next year the plan is to do a 25-minute main. And yeah, overall, great event. There's tons of information and tons of photos on the HRCR page, but stay tuned. We hope to have bigger plans for 2025 and try to keep this race going, and hopefully kind of resurge or bring back Gas Truck or just the 10 scale outdoor routes a little bit. You know, if manufacturers don't have purpose-built gas trucks, it's going to be kind of hard to fully revive the class. But with companies like Ignite and their passion, Associated still making stadium trucks, and then also HRCR has a ton of older gas trucks, so you can contact them if you're looking for a gas truck and you just want to play around with it locally, or you want to try to make the event next year. HRCR has a bunch of basically bind and drive ready to go trucks, and also some rollers. So yeah, just wanting to give a little update on that race, and also a huge thank you to Brian and the entire HRCR crew for helping put on such an amazing race.
One